Well, hey folks, BC7 here. Welcome back to the channel, and well, as I record this, it is the very first day of 2019. Indeed. And this, as I was born in 1959, this will be one of those years that marks another decade for me. So, those are always fun. Well, oops. I suppose I probably want to... there we go. Shut the engine off, waste all that diesel. And as you can see, we are harvesting our canola field. There we go. Oh. Let's bring our pipe back in. There we go. Done a couple of headlands down along the bottom. And now I'm just head back to the top. Probably do the same up there. Do hope everyone had an absolutely amazing New Year's Eve. If you went out and celebrated, that you made it home safely and none of that DUI nonsense. I think we're all old enough and smart enough to know that drinking and driving's a foolish move. This thing really starts to slip a little on the top of this hill. But not surprised. Not surprised. It is crazy, crazy steep. I mean, even this, hitting it sideways like this, it's pretty steep. But actually coming up there, I mean, yeah. It's probably 100-foot elevation change. So I gotta say though, I got up this morning at my usual, well, I'd like to say crack of dawn, but in my opinion, dawn's pretty bloody lazy, because I didn't get up for darn near 2.5 hours after I was already up and doing things. But, yeah, got up my usual time, about 5-ish, and oddly enough, both kitties were elsewhere, and it's quite strange to not have them helping me wake up in the morning, as they would probably term it. But, so be it. And I gotta say, like every other January the 1st I have experienced in my 6 decades on this planet, I didn't notice any really profound changes. You know, it's not like, wow, I love the new upgrade. Yeah, I don't know. I think people may make a big fuss about the change in the year, but I think the rest of the universe just goes, it was a big deal. You know? So. But nonetheless, it is one of those things, and I mean, I'm not opposed to people making New Year's resolutions. You know, even though I, like I said, realize that, you know, it's not like the change of a... Yeah, that's a nasty little bit there. Oh, and by the way, Driz, I may at some point try that roller thing that you were talking about to maybe re-level my silo areas. But anyway, as I was saying, yeah, oh, I'm going a bit quick. The whole New Year's thing, I mean, I always look at resolutions like giving up bad habits. You know what I mean? It's much easier if you actually have a fixed baseline to work from. As a lot of things are, right? But yeah, you know, I used to smoke. I smoked from the time I joined the Navy. I took up smoking cigarettes. I think you can only say to a person, smoke them if you got them, for so long before they feel like they should probably have them. And did quit a few times during my life. You know, for a period of a year or 2 years, and always got back to it, and tried a number of different methods over the years. There was a little electronic device that really, I think helped out at 1 year, where it you smoked normally and entered every time you had a cigarette for the first day or two, and it would figure out a pattern from when you smoked and etc., etc. And then it would do its best to break that pattern, is basically what it would do. It would force you to smoke when you normally wouldn't. You know, it would deny you a cigarette when you normally would. And it actually worked. It also weaned you down slowly, right? In amongst all this, trying to break the habits for habit's sake, which is really good because that's a large portion of it. But at any rate, it's when I quit the last time, which is now 7 years ago, and it will be the final time I quit because I'll never take it up again. Oddly enough, I had set my own incentive, basically being, like, I roll my own cigarettes, right? I've filtered, but I always rolled my own. I have for years. Just merely a cost-effectiveness thing. But it came down to, not when I run out of this can of tobacco or this box of tubes. Just simply, I did what I normally did, was rolled myself a pack of cigarettes and just counted that as being, when it's gone, it's gone. And I did try to stretch it out as long as I possibly could. And when I took the last one out of the container and set it on the table, I grabbed my can of tobacco, I grabbed my box of tubes and the cigarette making machine, and I wandered over to a neighbor's place that I knew smoked and said, "Here, fill your boots, I'm done." And I think New Year's resolutions are much the same sort of thing, aren't they? They give you that, here's my set line to do something. No, I mean, granted, it doesn't grant you any magical willpower or, some special ability or, add a buff or a debuff or however you want to look at it, But it does... Oh, I didn't notice. I'm just about ready to stop. There we go. Wow. It was really taking his time on that last one, wasn't it? So yeah, if you have set yourself any New Year's resolutions, as it were, I wish you all the best of luck with them. I hope you set worthy goals. Me personally, no, not really. I tend to find that I just do that sort of thing at random times. Like when I realized that it was getting just really bloody difficult to walk anymore. I did set myself that I would, from that point on, not only go for my normal one walk a day, but I would go for a walk in the morning before I got settled into other things. And I have stuck with it. There's been a few days, granted, when it's just been a matter of, oh my God, the weather is so bad that, I don't dare step outside because I get blown right off my cane. But other than that, I do it. And I'll tell you, when I get home, that's all I can do to not scream. Yeah. But it's when I usually make my second coffee of the morning and sit down and start recording videos. And usually by the time I'm settled in and I've got everything cranked on and running, I feel fairly normal again. But, yeah. So there you go, my little philosophical outlook on New Year's resolutions. I say I don't think it being New Year's Day gives them special power, but, more power to you if you set a resolution and stick with it. Especially if it's something that's going to affect health. We've got enough going against us in this world without, without putting it on ourselves with smoking or overeating or, whatever our particular choice of slow suicide may be. With me, I think it's video gaming. You know, I mean, I'm just a couple of months shy of 60 years old, and I probably spend more time video gaming than your average 18-year-old. But, you know, I've done the other things too. I mean, is there that much of a difference between playing a video game and being a nuclear tactical plotter in the Canadian Navy? In all honesty, no, not really. You know, you sit there staring at screens all day and, well, you know, basically playing a big strategy board game on electronic screens. Well, if that doesn't sound like video gaming, huh? So, yeah. Plus the fact that, I mean, it's a pretty suitable hobby for someone who's having issues getting around, because you do get to actually sit and do this fine thing. I suppose if you're playing with like a Wii U or a UE or whatever the heck those things are, where you're flailing about with those pokey stick dealies there, you know, well, I imagine that would be a little bit rough on someone like me these days, but, you know, I don't tend to do that anymore. It'd probably do me bloody good if I did, but you never know. So I guess you guys have figured out by now that this is probably going to be as good as this video gets. I'm going to be harvesting this field and yammering aimlessly about, you know, things in general. I think that's you know, a good way to start the new year here. As for channel plans, that's always something people like to discuss at the beginning of the year if they are YouTube content creators. In the next, hopefully, couple of days here, I'll have to see how it goes. Some things are a little bit, you know, balled up because there's been odd middle of the week holidays, right? So it kind of, you know, people are a little lazy the day before, they're a little slow the day after. So you get these 3-day patches of kind of, you know, So, but anyway, long story short, in the next couple of days, I will have the Farm Simulator 19 server up and running. And as I said, the way it'll work is obviously the Patreon sponsors will have first crack and will have priority if they want to get on. You know, they will also have basically a permanent password, so if things have to be changed because somebody gets out of hand or something, you know, they'll be able to get back on despite the changes. You know, next up, of course, is all of my regular subscribers, new or old, and in with that I also put, you know, my longtime viewers. So I know some people don't subscribe for various reasons. You know, some people it's just a matter of a privacy thing. You know, and I don't blame you. You know, if you're there watching the videos and I've seen you lurking about and leaving comments and such, well, good enough for me. You know, I don't let class or money be an issue as to how I judge people. So, but so that'll be a change. And I'm not sure yet, but I may simply start doing my farm sim videos from the multiplayer server full time, as opposed to trying to run two different sims. Because as you guys know that follow the channel, I do a lot of other videos besides farm sim. Now farm sim I do every single day, along with whatever the choice of the day might be. You know, and it's anything from an MMO to a new indie, well, not platformer, not puzzle game. Those two I really don't muck with much. You know, but survival games or other sims or pretty much RPGs, whatever it may be. So I do plan to carry on with that. There will obviously a bit of a changing of the guard to the what games are included in there. You know, like I think I'm probably going to drop Subsistence fairly soon. it's a good game, but it really hasn't seen a lot of love from the oh ho 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 ho. Don't do that. You kill crops, man. Oh, two big divots right through the middle of the crop, man. Whereas a very similar game, Hold Your Own, is probably going to get some continued existence just because they've made such massive updates as of late. It's starting to get dark out here again. What the heck is going on? Why is that? I mean, it's only... Whoops, wrong way, dude. Yeah, 3:30 in the afternoon. It's getting dim out here. Wonder why that is. It's supposed to be a sunny day, but you notice there isn't even really a point of light. I mean, there's some great skyboxes in this game, you know, especially at sunset and sunrise, but odd that there's not even a... I mean, we can judge from the shadows where the sun should be. Should be up there somewhere. Alright. How are we doing here? Well, this will take it about 40%, so we still got a ways to go. As for other things with the channel in the upcoming year, now, I am, as all of you know, desperately trying to rebuild my computer just so it'll keep up with games. You know, and I'm not expecting, you know, that I keep up at ultra, you know, levels and settings and blah, blah, blah. But simply so that they are playable in a format where once I upload them to YouTube, you guys aren't going to think you're looking through a photo album, you know. And toward that end, I have been slowly gathering bits and bobs. Of course, have the capture card. I do now have a motherboard. So yeah, it's coming along. I need to get a decent CPU cooler if I'm going to have a proper motherboard to be able to finally run things at their normal speeds and perhaps even overclock at some point a little bit. Then, you know, the stock Intel cooler is not exactly a thing of wonder. It works perfectly fine for the chips it's given with, but yeah. You know, there's a couple of other things. Right down to the fact that my case is not terribly compatible with newer hardware. You know, they definitely took a last-gen case, and, you know, it's quote-unquote a gamer case. You can tell by looking at it. It's got all those sort of bells and whistles. But again, not the modern bells and whistles that one would think of a gamer's case, but last-gen. The only thing I won't be upgrading, actually, is video card. They are just too nutsy. Too nutsy indeed. But that's going to... the reason I bring that up is, well, one, it's not a project I'm ready to get at yet. I said there is still a few things I need to deal with. But when I do have it all together, and I will tell you guys when that point is reached, I'm probably going to shut down for maybe as long as a week. Now, I know it only takes a day to build a PC and set it up and stuff. But, again, because of my physical limitations, my current setup is not terribly comfortable. And not just because my, you know, 20-something-year-old office chair is finally starting to show its age with the arms slowly breaking in every different form they can. But, also the fact that it's blocking a lot of access that means I have to be pretty awkward about using some of the other things in the room. So I'm going to be doing a little bit of rebuilding and rearranging. I'm going to try and move my YouTube studio, as it were, out into the living room so that I can have sort of all of my electronic-y things going on there. You know, it currently, like so many people, my computer system is in my bedroom, and although that's convenient in some ways, it's certainly not in others. So yeah, it's going to take me a few days to basically shuffle everything out of the living room, shuffle everything out of this room, rearrange both of them to accommodate their new use in life. And again, a lot of that just breaks down to my current physical condition, not being able to do a lot of walking. Just the carrying everything from one room to another and back is a bit tedious. Just a bit. Gonna try and do lots of map reviews this year. I know I've done fairly well in the last few years, but we'll see how that goes. But beyond that, even though after all the years I've been doing this, I'm not exactly terribly successful, I'm not really predicting a big change in formula about how I move on from here. You know? And a large portion of that is because a lot of the people that are subscribed, a lot of the people actually that are regular viewers, I mean, I've got way more subscriptions than viewers. I think that's just a YouTube thing. But I think a lot of my consistent viewers have been consistent viewers for years, you know, and I'm one of these people that really, really believes in rewarding loyalty, you know, and if I have a format that my loyal viewers are happy with, I really don't have a great desire to change it just to try and satisfy new viewers. Not to say any of my new viewers that I don't, you know, value your input, etc. just as much, but, you know, heck, I'm an old dog. How many new tricks do you want me to learn? But there you go. That's sort of my bloggy bit for the new year, you know. Again, I suppose if I'd, you know, believed that the changing to the new year was such a drastically huge thing, well, maybe I'd have some more, need that sip of coffee before it gets ice cold. Tired of that, too. Maybe that's what I should do, New Year's resolution, you know? Start finishing your coffees. Well. This is a pretty big field for a pretty small harvester. Yeah. I can see we're going to be doing this for a little while. Okay, now while this is emptying, shut that off. I want to go in here and just have a look. I loaded a couple of mods in. Again, because I know really soon I'm going to need a front loader, like yesterday. But unfortunately, of course, it's 85,000 a day. That's a little more than I want to spend. Nice though. Big Ursa's 1634, 150 horse. Yeah. That's more than I want. 100K. 45 for the little Hurley, eh? But no front loader. Dang. because I know I can get like a Kramer for about 45,000. Yeah, definitely nothing there. 60,000. Okay. It's a little more than I thought it was. What about... No, these don't work though, do they? 35K. Or does it? I guess that would work, wouldn't it? For what we need to do, that would likely work. You know, so maybe that's not so bad. Maybe that's not so bad indeed. Well, that'll probably be the route we go. What I'll do once we actually sell this is I will be buying. That will be our sort of our first looking at purchasing, because we do need a front loader of one form or another. And I think a little skid steer will probably do us fine as a start. Well, it's going to take us a little while, isn't it? Yes, indeed. Probably the rest of the day, actually. But that's okay. That's okay indeed. Alright. This is a project. Now, I don't know what we're going to do up here next crop. I think I may do oats. I think is what we're going to be replacing this with. So we'll see how that goes. And what I'll probably do is get the hired worker started on getting the field cleaned up, whilst we go and chase contracts, so we can fatten our wallet even more. See how that goes for us. But I think, guys, although we are probably a couple minutes shy of an actual full episode here, I think I'm going to call it for now. Because, yeah, there's, in all honesty, there's little else I can do at the moment other than get on with this harvest. We finished getting all of our bales dealt with. We got the silage sold. All of that stuff's done. Our horsey has been run to the max for the day. I assume that's a day thing. Like, you don't have to take them up to 100% every day, or, you know, more than once a day. So yeah, this is pretty much what I've got to do. So I think rather than drag you through any more of it, other than the fact that now we're only 1 minute shy of a full episode, I'm going to call it. So, again, hope everybody's having a nice, relaxing first day of 2019. I guess you won't see this actually till the second day, but there you go. Till next time, folks, remember to hit that subscribe button if you haven't yet. If you enjoyed the video, there is a like button expressly for that. Leave lots of comments. I love chatting with my viewers. You guys keep me in line. And, well, if you're feeling an extra generous 2019, I do have a Patreon subscription that you can access through the icon in the upper right corner. Thanks very much for stopping by, guys. Take care of each other, folks. And ciao for now.